Welcome back to Quick Movie Recap. Today, I am going to explain a South Korean family-friendly drama movie named Pawn released in the year 2020. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Movie starts showing a meeting at the annual China-Korea summit held in China where a woman named Seong-yi is translating the conversation between the two sets of ministers. During the break everyone praises Seong-yi for her work and she seems to be very happy, however things are very different inside. It's Young-yi's first day at work and she is very nervous about it, hence she heads to the bathroom to calm herself down. Suddenly she gets a call from her uncle John Bae, who informs her that he has finally found the person she has been looking for the last 10 years. Hearing this, the anxiousness from Seong-yi's face immediately goes off and she leaves the important summit and heads to the airport. Next scene, we are at Incheon, Korea in 1993. Jang Bae and Do-suk, two retired army officers who now work as debt collectors for a finance company, are walking down the street. They have no one to call as family, so they still live together even after their army days. Do-suk is more demanding character while Jang Bae is happy to follow orders. Later they come across one of their clients named Myong-ja and her 9-year-old daughter Seong-yi. Myong-ja hasn't returned the duo's money for the last 2 months, so she starts running away as soon as she sees them. However, she is caught by Do-suk. Then he asks her to return the money that she borrowed 2 months ago and Myong-ja replies that she is late because of her husband's death. She then promises to pay the money next month. Hearing this, Do-suk snatches her little daughter away and tells her he will only release her once the money is paid in full, hence Do-suk takes the little Seong-yi as a pawn. As the little girl is being taken away, she screams for her mother, but no one in the crowd steps forward. Even Myong-ja is stopped by Jang Bae, so she couldn't do anything. After the incident, Myong-ja goes to the shop where her husband used to work. She attempts to ask for some money, but the owner simply ignores her by mentioning her illegal status in the country. Here it is revealed that Myong-ja is a Chinese native who illegally entered South Korea for a better life. The owner also tells her that her husband has run away with someone else and that she should do the same. Elsewhere, the little Seong-yi is still crying inside the car, so Do-suk hands her a toy to comfort her. Still she doesn't stop crying as she misses her mother. On the other hand, Myong-ja walks to a phone booth and calls someone for help. The person on the other side calms her and promises to send over some money. Hearing this, Myong-ja becomes relieved and immediately calls Do-suk to inform him that she will be returning the money the next day. Just as she exits the booth, 2 officers arrive and arrest her on the grounds of being an illegal immigrant. The next scene, Do-suk gives the little girl a room to sleep in his place. Jang Bae wonders what would happen if Myong-ja went to the police, but Do-suk is sure she wouldn't as she is staying illegally in Korea. The next day, Do-suk and Jang Bae head to their office where they are scolded by their boss for kidnapping the girl. The angry boss tells them to immediately return the girl and collect the money. As the duo escorts the little girl back to her mother, they are stuck in a traffic jam. Seeing the opportunity, Seong-yi opens the car and escapes from there. Despite their best efforts, Do-suk and Jang Bae are unable to catch the girl and she eventually run away them. Little Seong-yi then walks to her house with only one shoe but is devastated to find that her mother is not present there. In the next scene, Do-suk heads to the police station where Myong-ja is being held there. Myong-ja reveals that she is being deported back to China. When asked about the money, Myong-ja gives Do-suk the number of Seong-yi's uncle Choi, saying that he will pay off the debt and also take care of the girl. Before leaving, an emotional Myong-ja hands Do-suk a pager along with a photo of herself with Seong-yi. At home, Seong-yi packs her belongings and walks out of the house, leaving a message that reads, "I'll find you, Mom." After a few moments, Do-suk arrives at the house in search of her but can only find the note. On the other hand, Seong-yi walks through the city in search of her mother, completely unknown of the fact that she has not only left the city but also the whole country. Day becomes night but her search still goes on. Suddenly a drunk man tries to kidnap her, but Do-suk arrives from nowhere and kicks the man away. He then informs the little girl that her mother has left Korea, which makes her burst into tears. Seeing this, Do-suk feels pity for Seong-yi, so he takes her back to his place while they wait for her uncle to arrive. Time passes and we see Young-yi becoming more at ease with Do-suk and Jang Bae. One day, Seong-yi's uncle calls Do-suk and tells him he'll pick up Seong-yi the next day. As the time of departure nears, the duo gets even closer to Seong-yi. So they all go out and get her a new dress. While returning, the little girl jokingly gives Do-suk the nickname Park Young-bol. That night Zhang Bei brings a candlelit cake to say her farewell, but Xiongyi appears to be sad as she does not want to leave them. The following day Du-suk and Sung-yi go to the bus stop to meet Xiongyi's uncle. Du-suk hands Young-yi a pager and informs her to send a message if she's in trouble. He also buys her a CD player so that she can listen to songs by her favorite artists. Seeing the gift, Seung-yi delightfully hugs Du-suk. Just then Young-yi's uncle arrives and introduces himself as Choi Byung-dao. He claims to have met the little girl but can't remember her name. Xiong-yi is also unfamiliar with her uncle. Choi then pays off the debt and takes Young-yi with him, but neither Du-suk nor Yi seem happy about their separation. In the next scene, Du-suk can't concentrate on his daily routine as he misses Xiong-yi a lot. Zhang Bei suggests that he message Xiong-yi, but Du-suk pretends to be fine. He finally gathers the courage to message her but gets no reply. Feeling concerned, he calls Choi's home, but his wife hangs up claiming that her husband is unavailable. Smelling something fishy, he tracks down Choi's address and heads there to meet him. There he meets Choi, who appears to be drunk at first. The old man says that Xiong-yi is living with a good family, but when Du-suk roughs him up he finally tells that he sold Xiong-yi. However, Choi doesn't know the place where the little girl is staying. Enraged, Du-suk leaves but takes Young-yi's backpack along with him. In the next scene we see a lady waking up drunk and asking for water, to which Xiong-yi responds by bringing her water. The place appears to be a bar and the mistress orders Xiong-yi to do tasks like cleaning the room, toilet, dishes and so on. Despite the hard work, the little girl does not speak a word and carries on with her duties. Later Sanji walks into her room, steals a phone and leaves a message for her mother telling her to come soon. Du-suk finds the pager inside Sanji's backpack and gets her message. He instantly replies to her sending his own number but forgets to send the area code. So when Young-yi receives the message and tries to connect with him, she fails. At the bar, a drunk man throws his glass against the wall, which injures Xiong-yi. Instead of taking her to the hospital, the bar mistress simply patches her up with makeup. While Du-suk finally remembers that he forgot to mention the area code, so he leaves another message and waits for the call. After a while Young-yi returns his call, crying, and informs about her location in Busan. Du-suk promises to come for her and immediately heads out. When Du-suk and Zhang Bei arrive at the bar, they are taken aback to see Young-yi's condition. Du-suk immediately breaks the door and rescues the little girl, who hugs him tightly. He then grabs the owner by the neck and gives back the money that she had paid to buy Sung-yi. Then Du-suk takes Young-yi to the hospital. He even sells his car to manage the expenses. After she is healed, Du-suk tries to admit her to school, but the principal refuses to accept her because she is not a Korean citizen. Left with no other choice, Du-suk adopts Young-yi and becomes her legal father. Following this, Young-yi starts living a normal life. She attends school regularly and also excels in her studies. As time passes, the little girl grows into an adult. Xiong-yi is now studying at college where she majors in Chinese. One evening Du-suk arrives at the school gate on his motorcycle to pick up Xiong-yi. At the same time Xiong-yi's mother appears but leaves without meeting her, when she finds out that her daughter is living a happy life. In the next scene, Du-suk becomes concerned when Xiong-yi fails to return home on time. One night as he waits anxiously, a man drops Young-yi home while carrying her on his back because she is drunk. Du-suk and Zhang Bei starts questioning the man and find out that he is a good person who will soon become a doctor. Just then Du-suk receives a call from Seong-gi's grandmother, who tells him to pay a visit to Xiong-yi's mother as she is gravely ill. Hearing this, Du-suk and Sung-yi immediately takes a flight to China to meet Myung-ja. When Sung-yi finally meets her mother, both of them start crying while hugging each other. Later Myung-ja expresses her gratitude to Du-suk for taking good care of her daughter. Du-suk also learns that Myung-ja has just a few days left before she passes away. Before leaving, Myung-ja requests Du-suk to find Seong-yi's father so that the pair can meet. After returning home, Sanji notices Du-suk's worn-out shoes and decides to purchase a new pair for him. So she starts working at a factory while lying to Du-suk that she's going on a school trip. Finally she collects enough money to buy a new pair of shoes. While Du-suk is in search of Xiong-yi's father, he feels a sharp pain in his head but neglects it and carries on with the search. He finally tracks down Xiong-yi's father, but discovers that he is married to another woman and has a child. Despite this, he keeps his promise and reconciles Young-yi with her estranged father. As Young-i is talking with her biological father, Do-seok returns home. He thinks that Seong-i will leave with her biological father but gets delighted when he receives a phone call from Seong-i, who calls him as dad for the first time. She inquires as to why he left her and requests to pick her up from the same location. Do-seok gladly agrees and rides to the same location, but on the way he becomes dizzy and falls off his running motorcycle. Unaware of the situation, Seong-i keeps on waiting. The movie then cuts back to the present where Seong-i is in the car with Jang Bae. They have been looking for Do-seok for the past 10 years. They head to the place where the supposed Do-seok is kept but are sad to find that it is not the same person. On the way back, Seong-i notices the same board she saw as a child and requests to inquire at the police station. After a bit of inquiring, the police officer reveals that a man named Park Seong-hwa is kept at a mental institution. They rush to the place and discover that Do-seok is suffering from a neurological disease. He cannot speak but only writes 2 words in his diary, Park Seong-hwa and Pon, so they named him Park Singbo. A worker then takes them to Do-seok, where they finally meet him after 10 years. Seeing him, both Yi and Zongbi start crying. Do-seok, who has now become old, does not recognize them but still has Young Yi's CD player with him. As Sung Yi prepares to present him with the shoes she bought 10 years earlier, she finds out that Do-seok had been saving up for her future. This makes her cry even more. She then hugs her father tightly and promises to take care of him. The movie ends as Do-seok starts crying, tears of joy implying that he finally remembers his long-lost daughter. Here the movie ends. That was all from the movie. Subscribe for more content like this. And leave a like to help the channel. Also leave a comment if you want us to recap your favorite movie. Take care.